Take a look at these two images. Can you see the difference?
They're the same picture.
Okay, yeah, these two are the same, but if you're Nintendo, they're different in the most important way between Mario Maker 1 and Mario Maker 2, their hitbox. You see, Nintendo tried to solve a problem that they saw in Mario Maker 1 levels, but unintentionally ended up making things way worse in Mario Maker 2. In Mario Maker 1, a player could only ever stand this close to a solid block, but Nintendo gave a little more leeway with spikes, letting you stand about here before you would take damage. Players noticed this and pretty soon were making levels like this. Ryukahr made these levels more mainstream with his DTFP series, and they always had numerous one-tile jumps between two spikes. For any intermediate player, the standing spike jump was not hard at all. This became known as a trump jump. You can check out Ryu's video explanation of how that started. Levels eventually got way crazier with spikes, but that's not as important. Enter Mario Maker 2. Nintendo probably didn't want these kind of levels in Mario Maker 2, and they knew that the hitbox leeway was the reason for them. They realized that they could eliminate most of them by just making it so the spike hitbox didn't have that extra horizontal leeway. It would make these types of jumps basically impossible without some really advanced maneuvering. They ended up making the hitbox this wide and also made the height a bit smaller. As you can see, now Mario touches the spike a few pixels before he did in Mario Maker 1. This means to jump between two spikes, you would have to stand at literally the exact correct pixel. There were some tricks to get it, like using the Switch's zoom feature to line up the feet, or doing this little run, duck, slide trick to get the perfect alignment, but otherwise it was a huge pain. But if you jump into these gaps, your player will almost always have at least a few pixels of sideways momentum as you fall. You can see in Mario Maker 1 that this fall is not bad at all because the extra leeway lets Mario sway a bit and not get hurt. But in Mario Maker 2, it can look perfect but still kill you. I'm sure that once Nintendo increased the hitbox, they patted themselves on the back and said, "Mission accomplished." Enter Lido. Lido is just one player of many, but Lido started making levels with hashtag LS for Lido Squad, and they're all levels that have at least one trump jump. These players did what Nintendo expected to never happen. They churned out level after level of ridiculously tight spike jumps that would be way too hard for an intermediate or even advanced player to even get just one time. Now you might say, okay, but people would obviously boo these levels so they'd never show up in the popular tab or endless mode. Unfortunately, the opposite is what's happening. You see, since Lido Squad all enjoy making and playing these levels, they all play and like each other's levels, which helps them in the algorithm to be more likely to show up in endless mode. Many streamers have a self-imposed no skip rule when they play endless mode, and getting one of these levels is a near guarantee to kill the streak. In fact, for players like the Beast who play endless super expert no skip all the time, it's almost a guarantee that every few runs he's gonna get one of these kind of levels.
Oh no, I just realized this stupid pixel perfect. Gosh, I'm so tired of this trick. I can't stand it. Nintendo, patch the game. Bring back the old hitboxes, please. I'm begging you.
And Panga, who's been playing since day one, is surprised when he gets it.
I did not expect to do that, honestly. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If you think that was skill, no, I just prayed. You can argue if that takes skill. I think it's just do it until you are lucky.
So what's the solution? Well, earlier I mentioned how Nintendo widened the hitbox and also made its height a bit smaller. In Mario Maker 1, this jump will kill you, but not in Mario Maker 2. I think Nintendo should have kept the original hitboxes on the side and also decreased the top and bottom hitboxes. That change would have made these spike levels more accessible to the average player. That change would have still made these levels hard, but not so hard that a highly skilled player is surprised when they get a single jump.